Greetings and welcome back to the Friday 13th YouTube channel on this sunny day here in the UK. So today we're going to be reviewing an album by a band called Sandrian, who've just released their new album for Metal Blade. It's called Heat Lightning and it's released on the 14th of March. This is a real cool hard rock album, folks, with doom elements. Check it out. Now, the band were formed back in 2015, originally from Canada, but moved to New York. Since the formation, the band have released 4 albums, with Erica Schultz on bass guitar and vocals, original drummer Nathan Honor, and guitarist Jeremy Sosville. So that was the original lineup. In 2017, the band released their debut album, which was called A Funeral for the World. In 2019, the band released their second album. This was called A Poisoner. The band's third album will be called Lights On. This was released in 2022. And of course, the band's new album, Heat Lightning, released in 2025. Throughout the band's career, the band have kept the same lineup, which is absolutely fantastic. Having listened to the band's debut album, there was pretty much hard rock elements with some doom elements. Throughout the band's career, the band have progressed. They've still got doom elements, but they're more of a heavy metal band. Band kind of remind me of 2 bands, British bands, Angel Witch and also Judas Priest. Another band that springs to mind is a great English band, Tigers of Pantang. So if you like the previous early material of Tigers of Pantang, you're really going to enjoy this. Like I said, Angel Witch, Judas Priest, and Tigers of Pantang are pretty much all their influences in the band's music. For a power trio, this band are writing some really interesting music, very melodic, very well thought out, some great singing and music all around. When I listened to the band's second album, The Poisoner, another band that springs to mind is a Dutch band called Pitcher. Having listened to the band's previous work, this new album, Heat Lightning, is definitely the best album they've done. It's a very, very nice production, very crisp and solid. Some great musicianship on this album, some great vocals. Like I said, the Judas Priest, Angel Witch, and Tigers of Pan elements are still in there with Pitcher, maybe a little bit of Led Zeppelin. The band's previous albums were mixed and mastered by Colin Matson. This time around, they've gone for a different studio with a different producer. With previous albums, the band have been using a guy called Colin Matson who'd be mixing and tracking the albums. For the new album, they started to use a guy called Matt Brown at the legendary Upton Beverly Hill Studios in Woodstock, New York. Now, the overall sound for this album is absolutely fantastic. It's definitely the best production the band have had. Matt had been working with such bands as Life of Agony. Also on this album would have help with a guy called Jerry Fairley, who was Sick of It All and Madball. So as you can see, there's some hardcore elements in here with the production. So this album comes with 9 songs. So before we talk briefly about the songs on the album, I'm just going to enlighten you with the song titles. So we'll open up with Blind Wolf, Heat Lightning, Above the Law, The Fight of Your Life, King of the Tides, Franklin Country Line, Let's Spill Some Blood, Our Threshold for Pain, When the Will Becomes the Change. So that's the song title. So first of all, we're going to talk about the first song briefly, Blind Wolf. Now, right at the very beginning of this song, it kind of reminds me of Judas Priest, When the Night Comes Down. Just the intro, just the guitar sound. You'll know what I mean when you hear the song. The music does have elements of Judas Priest, Tigers of Pantang. Vocally, I think the vocals by Erica do sound a little bit like the vocalist from the New York band Mean Streak, a female thrash band. This is a great opening song, folks, and it's very much 80s metal. So if you do like your 80s style metal, this is a great opening song. It's called Blind Wolf. I guess you could also say there's a little hint of Saxon in there. They're very much new wave of British heavy metal, the way they're playing the music, with a little bit of power metal elements. Next is the title track, Heat Lightning. This is a pretty good song. However, it does take some time to build up. It's certainly not the most powerful song on the album. Next song is called Above the Law. Now, this is more like it. This is more like the first song on the album, Blind Wolf. Upbeat, lots going on in it, some great vocals, some great melody hooks, and a great song all around. Next is the song The Fight for Your Life. Now, this is more of an upbeat song like the first song. It's groovy and it's got the elements of the old Judas Priest, a little bit of Saxon, but in the band's very early stages. Don't be confused to say that they sound like Judas Priest or modern Saxon, because they're not. It's more like old school Saxon Judas Priest. And like I said, Erica's got a pretty good voice. Now, I did see these guys live at Headbangers Open Air, and they were very impressive to watch live. Next is King of the Tides. Now, this is a little bit of cross between Judas Priest and Angel Witch. Kind of got a little bit of doom elements, but old, classic, early Judas Priest. All in all, this is a pretty good album. However, I do feel like there could be more variation and more up-tempo songs. I'm going to give this album 3.5 out of 5. It's definitely got the best production, and I think the next album's going to be more impressive. Don't take my word for it, folks. Each to their own. You'll probably think it's worth 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. This is just my personal opinion. They're a good band and they're going to get better with age. So check out this band if you can. The band is Sandrian and the album's called Heat Lightning, released on Metal Blade Records. Check it out, Metalheads. Thanks for watching and more reviews coming soon. Stay metal and be safe.